Hello everyone and welcome to Campus Channel. I'm here with Toulouse School of Management and we're going to be talking about the Bachelor of Science in Global Management. In order to do so, I have the pleasure to welcome two guests of honor as usual. The head second year of the Bachelor of Science in Global Management, Carlos Plata, and one of his students, Bastien Land. He's a second year student. The two of them are here to answer all of my questions, but first we're going to start with the pitch. The pitch is a 60-second talk, Carlos, where you will have to introduce the Bachelor. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Then I'm listening.
So the Bachelor of Global Management is a 3-year program at the heart of Toulouse in the Toulouse School of Management. And it's a wide international program, mainly taught in English. So around 50% of our students are international and 50% of our students are from France, which means you will have the real opportunity to feel the internationalization. And on top of that, you have, let's say, 3 ways that you can internationalize your career. So it's really, really, really a true international program. And this is something that we like to put out.
All right, and you are a truly international person as well, since
Yes,
you come from
sir.
Colombia and you live in France. So it just shows the point. All right, what's it made of? How to get in it? Well, that's what we're going to do with the admissions. So Carlos, what is the profile of the candidate that you recruit?
Well, the profile, it's, let's say, it's a person, a well-rounded person, a well-rounded student. When I say well-rounded, that doesn't mean it's the most intelligent student, or it has to be the most brilliant student. We just want a student that is really, really committed to the internationalization, who is committed to the management. And then, of course, they will have certain needs, or like math or history or geography. Of course, you will have to need that. But let's say if the student doesn't have this for any reason, this will be something that you can support or well-round in your motivation letter or in your interview if there is some. So this is what we're looking for as a student.
What was your academic background, Bastien?
A classic one, I would say.
What is a classic one?
Went to middle school, high school, general baccalaureate here in France, and then applied on Parcoursup, the platform that we use in France. And we had to submit resume, cover letter, and we had to do a pre-recorded interview in English to, I guess, for the professors to see if we can speak in English. And it's time, and we have specific questions. We don't know them in advance, so it's to see really, are we able to speak in English and improvise something. I guess from my side it looked like this. Maybe it's not, but
All right, we'll talk about the pre-recorded interview a bit later. What are the recruitment criteria?
Recruitment criteria, well, we have, as we said, international. So we have 2 groups. We have the French group, which is, as Bastien said, people that go on Parcoursup. You will have to submit your high school diploma, your high school grades. Sometimes you do your interview, your English test that is made, of course, by your high school. And when you have the international part, this is the e-candidature. And the e-candidature is roughly the same, let's say, the same documents that you will need to submit. But in this time, this is for an international. So we have these 2 main ways of admitting the students.
What do you have to do or to go through in order to be ready for the pre-recorded interviews?
maybe get some information about the school, like percentage of international students, general information about the schools, the program, why you want to come here and why it should be you and not someone else.
These are the kind of questions that you had to answer?
Yeah, they are basic questions. Why did you choose Toulouse School of Management? Why this program? Do you have any international experience already? There are very basic questions about you and the school. So.
And what was your international experience before applying?
Living
in France?
Yeah. I traveled to some countries, and I always liked English at school, like middle school, high school. I always liked English classes and discovering the cultures and stuff. So I think it played a role. I went to Germany when I was in middle school, like an exchange, and yeah.
So very international profile. Indeed.
Not very. I mean, I wasn't the the most international, but I was determined and I had some knowledge about the school, the program, so I think it played a role. Yeah.
To the students, sorry, stressing about this pre-recorded interview because it's very unnatural. You're like you click on a button and all of a sudden you have to say, well, why I want to join Toulouse School of Management and the Bachelor in Global Management. Which tips could you give, and what are you looking at when those people are speaking?
As I said, we look for this round profile. Okay, so as Sebastian said, the English is really important. Might not be the most important, but it's of course it's really important that you can communicate in English well. But your motivation. So we really want to see why you want to be in the program, why you want to be in an international program. It is said that yes, of course, Bastien had the, let's say, the opportunity to go international, but by no means that means that a student that hasn't been internationally means he's disqualified to apply for the program. So it's just, you know, the motivation and the willing to join in the program.
Okay, and we keep saying that we're gonna the program is gonna be in English.
Yes.
As a French person, how good at English do you need to be?
Well, I would say, let's say B2. So you have to be really good at English. You have to, of course, you can have certain mistakes and certain things, but you really need to have able to communicate in English, because all your courses will be in English and all your, let's say, your interactions with other students are going to be in English.
That was my other question. As a foreign student, how good at French do I need to be?
Zero.
You don't even need to say baguette or anything.
Nothing. I hope this is an opportunity of integration between France and the internationals, because they can teach each other. But no, let's say, since the program is well-rounded in English, or it's developed in English, you don't need to have any French, but you really need to have the English.
All right, maybe that's the first cliche then. It's a French school entirely taught in English, and for the others, let's move on to the cliches. So, cliches are about preconceptions, ideas that someone might have had before applying. Sometimes they're wrong, sometimes they're right. It depends on the cliche. What would be your cliche, Bastien?
That you need to be to have an international experience. So we discussed this just
earlier.
Yeah.
So you've had like friends or classmates that didn't have any international experience, and yet they got in?
Of course. And even that you need to be excellent in English, that's not very true.
Okay.
You need to have certain basics and be able to speak in English, understand the majority, but sometimes, especially as it's management and it's very business related and stuff, maybe you don't have the words for that and stuff, and there are always classmates ready to help you and explain to you if you don't understand something, and with time you just understand everything, so it's not a problem. But I would say it's the biggest cliche, that you need to be excellent in English and have international background.
And will you improve your English through the years?
Yeah, of course.
Do you have like courses or English lessons or?
No, it's entirely taught in English, so we don't need English classes or lessons because we are always talking in English. So
that's
of
how
course
you
it
progress.
improves. Yeah.
Have you noticed some of your friends who are not that good in English, but right now are really good?
Absolutely.
So it's a good way as well to really improve.
Yeah, exactly.
What would be the other cliche then?
I would say, you know, being this perfect student that has perfect grades, that has a perfect background. That
Are
is
you talking about me?
I'm
joking.
Maybe.
Why not? But this is one of the cliches. Like, yes, TSM is a quite prestigious institution. Yes, the program is quite important and quite selective. But as I said, we will require you to have certain basics in math, certain basics in history, certain basics in geography, of course. But you don't have to be the best in this scenario. So if you have a balanced profile, that then you wrap it up with a nice cover letter, with a nice interview, with a nice English, nice motivation, then I don't see why you shouldn't be able to join the program.
It's like Oscar Wilde saying, don't fear perfection, you will never reach it.
Completely.
So you don't need to be perfect in order to integrate, like Oscar would have said. What is it made of? Let's discover that through the program. What is the structure of the program, the educational philosophy in some way?
Yeah, of course. So we have 3 years. So it's a 3-year program. The first year, it's a year where you get the basics of management. Second year, you get a bit more advanced, and the third year is where you go deep down. So as I said, this is an international program. So you will have the first year, everyone should be in Toulouse. But then at the end of your first year, you have the opportunity to go international, and you have the opportunity to go in an international exchange. So one of the universities, one of the, I think it's 80 partnerships that we have, that you can go either for a semester or a whole year. Then you have the opportunity to go in the second year. Even if you choose not to go to an internationalization program, you have a more, let's say, practical courses, a deep dive into what is management, and then you can choose either to go again in the third semester. You can choose to go for an international experience, or you can come back from your international experience, and then you enter into the third year, where you have, let's say, the finalization, the wrap up of the management, and then in the end you will have an opportunity to do a non-mandatory internship, so you can really put in practice what you have learned over these years.
All right, so it's Awake, Develop and Accelerate.
Exactly.
All right, where did you go?
I'm leaving next year in September. Yeah.
Okay, where will you go?
I'm going to Munich.
Okay,
in
why
Germany,
Munich?
Because the partner school was very, very attractive and a well-known school, and I've learned German for 8 years now, so it'll be the opportunity to get trilingual and just develop more my German skills and network with the people and the professors there, because the school is also very good.
And what do you like about your first year?
It was really great because we touched a lot of points. We had classes about management, marketing, economics, financial accounting. We really had a lot of different classes, and even classes about the sustainability, the environment. So it's very broad, and it brought me a lot of technical skills and things that I know I can apply and are useful to me from my point of view, at least, and what I want to pursue in my career. And yeah, very technical.
Do you have one specific example, one thing that just comes to mind? You're like, that thing I will keep it with me for the rest of my life, or as a lesson, something like that.
Yeah, in management science, we had to create groups with people and to create a company, and this was something very interesting. The entire course was taught around this topic of building our company, and we were taught by someone that had a company, and we developed technical skills. It wasn't just normal class with a PowerPoint and the professor explaining. No, it was really technical. We had to create a company, and we were facing issues, and the professor was there to help us with our issues. So
what was your company about?
Growing vegetables on buildings and rooftops. And yeah, it was.
Are you going to go through it? Maybe one day?
Maybe one day.
Okay, great.
We'll see.
We're talking about exchange, international students.
Yes.
But you also have double degrees.
Yes.
And I heard there's a new one coming up.
Yes.
What is it about?
We have 2 double degrees right now. We have one with Ingolstadt University in Germany, and one with Tor Vergata University in Rome. And we just finalized the negotiations with Venice School of Management. So we have these 3 amazing opportunities that students can profit from.
So you can go on the boats.
Yes, yes, yes.
And enjoy
yes, yes, and enjoy the views.
All right.
Yes, yes, yes.
What kind of innovative pedagogy does this program integrate?
Well, we have something that it's quite innovative from us. When you say, flip learning and all these things, we really take into real life. So we really go into the flip learning. We really put, let's say, the effort, as Bastian said, in a co-creation of the course. It's not just the professor going and teaching that. Yes, of course, you will have some courses like that. Sometimes it's necessary to bridge or to build this theoretical foundation. But it is true that we have a way of teaching the courses where part of the course is asynchronous online, part of the course is in person, and then it's really flip learning, because the student will go and read and see videos and do some exercises, and then when it comes with the professor, he will have or she will have this idea in mind, this type of concerns, doubts, problems that sometimes they might have, and this is what is really innovative from our program.
All right. Do you have a teacher in mind that really would represent what Carlos is talking about?
Yeah, our management science teacher. as I
That
was
one
talking
again?
about.
All right,
Yeah,
so
that
it's
one
really,
again.
it's really impacted you.
Yeah, yeah, it really has. And yeah, she was really. We had to create something, and we were facing issues, and she was there for us to help us. And even today, we don't have her anymore as a professor, but we can still message her, and she will help us every day and do everything she can to help us. And if we have issues facing a real world situation, and yeah, it really impacted me, and I think a lot of my classmates too.
All right. What would be the main difference between the teachers you've met at Toulouse School of Management and the one that you've met during your high school and your younger years, if I could say?
Yeah, first they are expert in the domains, so it goes very deep into the course and what we are learning because they're experts in their domain. For marketing, it was a marketing expert, and usually they worked in companies or had their own companies before, and they really know what they're talking about. And the proximity, because we're a small class, we will get to that later, but we're a small class, and it really helps building a true connection with the professors and not just, okay, I have this class, but then I move to this class, and then I move to this class. No, it's really proximity and knowledge.
Do I need to be into rugby if I live in Toulouse?
No, I'm not.
You're not into rugby?
No.
All right. Is that compulsory or is that okay?
No problem.
How is the life like in Toulouse then? If I don't support rugby.
I'd say very enjoyable. The city is very nice, very beautiful, known as the Pink City, and there are a lot of students. I think it's over 100,000 students in the city, so on 500,000 people, it's quite a lot.
It's quite a lot.
And so yeah, there are parties every night in the entire city. I don't party a lot, but I know there are. And
You know some people who do.
yeah.
Friends of friends,
Yeah,
but not
yeah,
you work
yeah.
a lot.
And yeah, very enjoyable. The student's life is very active, and yeah, it's just nice to be there.
What?
The sun also.
And the sun, yeah, it's
yeah,
the
the
south
sun.
of France. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, let's
Yes.
not forget about that. What kind of administrative and academic support do students receive during that program?
Well, we have plenty of those, and I can explain. So first of all, we are, as you said, Toulouse School of Management, but
Yes.
on front or above us, there is the University of Toulouse Capitol. So we have our own network of support. We have administrative support. We have certain academic supports. As Bastien said, we have this network of professors and administrative people that can help you. But then at the level of the university, we will have support for housing, support for gaining scholarships, support for, we have something that is called the Panier, which is a place where students can go and have, let's say, discounted prices for doing groceries. We have psychological support. So we really rely not only in the TSM network of support, but you will have access to the whole University of Toulouse Capitol network of support. So the support is varied. Yeah.
And you have teacher you can message even though you're not in their courses anymore, and
Yeah.
they will
Yeah.
help you with like
Yeah.
life
Yeah,
questions.
yeah.
As I
It
said,
happens.
That's really meaningful. Looking back, sorry, what's been your favorite part so far
I think
until now? Because like you have two more years coming, a year and a half.
the favorite part is going to come next year. But
yeah, okay, so there's that, yeah, the
But-
Munich exchange.
Yeah, I'd say learning technical skills that I can truly apply when I'm working on something. And I had an internship last year, so it was just the first year, but I know that what I learned during the year was very useful, and I could see it because I was facing situations where I knew how to handle them because I've seen this in class and really have this feeling of I know I can do it and I can make it in a job even after the 3 years and do something great because I know I have the skills for that, and it's very meaningful and you know you're prepared.
All right. I thought you were gonna tell me the student life, but I guess it wasn't that.
No.
What activities or events are organized to facilitate like student integration? You said there's like what 56 people per cohort, or
Yeah, we're around 15 classes. Classes of 55, but I'm in second year, so I have many friends abroad in different countries, so we're not really 50 in the second year.
all right.
But we have student associations, and we have the classic BDE for events, and they are organizing parties every week or even almost every day.
Right.
And there are also a lot of associations. There is a finance association, entrepreneurship association, sports, events. We have things about environment. So we have many associations. And if you want to integrate, you can join them and discover, and you'll go to events, to conferences, meet people there, and meet people maybe around the campus, because it's very big campus. So you'll get integrated no matter what you do.
Right, the BDE, the famous students' office,
Yeah.
like the party organizer, known as. Well, what do you do once you've graduated? Let's see that through after. So, Carlos, why is the Bachelor of Science in Global Management a professional curriculum?
Well, it's really, as Bastien just said, I believe we teach our students by doing. So I think, yes, we want our students to have the theoretical knowledge, which is completely necessary, but they also have to need the technical skills. And this is something where we really want to put it out there. So so teaching by doing, teaching this flipped learning, this will give the students the capabilities and the knowledge to go and, as Bastien said, do the job. So I will go find a job and know how to do it. And this is what we really look for.
And what do they do when they do things? What do they do once they've graduated?
Okay, so after they graduated, we have, let's say, two main ideas, or three, let's say. So we have a big bunch of students that goes for a master's, because as we say, the bachelor is quite generic, or it's quite general, more than generic. So we have, then you have to taste everything all in management, and then you choose, okay, you know, I really like finance, I really like marketing, and then I go deep dive in that. So I do a master's. That will be one of the first things. Then we have other students that go directly to the job market. So that it really depends on what the student wants and what the student needs. And we have a small portion of students that also joined their own companies. So they become entrepreneurs, they have their own companies. And this is usually what happens, or the three main roads that a student can go after going into our program.
Becoming an entrepreneur thanks to the courses from the teacher that you really like gives. Do you benefit, or are the students going to benefit from the alumni network of the Bachelor, or from Toulouse School of Management, or from the University of Toulouse?
As alumni?
Yeah.
Of course, we have the Alumni Association, we have the Alumni Association. Not only, we have two big alumni associations. So the first one will be of TSM,
all right,
where you have a support group where you can find new jobs, or people that go elsewhere, because, you know, today we are colleagues, but then tomorrow he can find a job that can help you. So this is something that might happen, and this go through the Alumni Association. And then there is also the Alumni Association from the university. But for sure, we have at TSM, we support a lot of the Alumni Association and the networks that can get built through that association.
Do you know what you want to do afterwards yet?
I'm in the smallest part of the people. I'm the third part, being an entrepreneur.
Oh, you want to be an entrepreneur?
Yeah, I am already, so just continue what I'm doing right now.
What is it? Can you pitch your company?
It's very easy. It's a clothing brand, and yeah, it's been going for almost 2 years now, and just continue and see where it can go and what can I do with it, and go as far as possible.
So you're already selling clothes as we're speaking?
Yeah.
All right. Are you implementing like the courses that you've received?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I say I can implement what I see in class in the practical situations, because those are things I've seen in class, and so I have the answer how to handle that problem or that issue. And yeah, it's very useful. And
do you sometimes comes to class or like see a teacher and like, well, that's my company's problem, can you solve it for me, or can you help me solve it, or stuff like, you know what I mean, like kind of a professional support from Toulouse School of Management, even though you've not graduated yet? Yeah, I remember asking very specific question to my marketing teacher. Right. What if I have someone who has a close brand and that's what the problem was facing? What would you do?
The question is very specific, and he helped me and he answered my questions, and yeah, I didn't say it was for my company, but it was very specific, and I think
It was too specific.
he understood that it was not just a random question.
All right, time flies. We still have a bit of time for extra time. So extra time is a bit of time that we have to maybe underline something that we've said already, or maybe point out something that we haven't said yet. I will start with you. What would be your conclusion?
The school and the program are very nice. I think I've been clear about this, but and I'm not selling the school, but this is really what I think. It's very nice. I've learned practical stuff. People there are really nice. I've made genuine connections with people my age and even older, or sometimes younger. And Toulouse is a vibrant city, a lot to be seen and a lot to discover in the city. The sun, of course, it's always sunny in Toulouse, or at least almost. And yeah, it's just overall an amazing experience so far, and I think it'll just get better with next year in Munich. So yeah, I only have good things to say.
No reason not to come and not to apply if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, thank you very much. What about you? What will be your conclusion?
I will say, if you feel you have this management internationalization thinking your soul, go for it, apply, try it, do your best, and hopefully you get it.
And you won't be disappointed, all right? Awake, develop and accelerate, a selective 3 years program, 100% taught in English, which combine rigorous academic foundations across all fields of management, practical insights from professional, and numerous opportunities to broaden international perspective. Is that what you want to do? It's at Toulouse School of Management, Bachelor of Science in Global Management. Thanks to the two of you for answering all my questions, and I hope to see you soon.